Before we get started, I'd like to briefly explain my Chakra 7 energy point spread so you have a more fulfilling reading. The three cards on the left are the unconscious inner self. The card in the center is the heart. And the three cards on the right are the conscious foreself. The card on the bottom left is the base of your spine. It's a combination of many things from past lives to tragic to cherished childhood memories. Up to today, we're always culling things and bringing new things, and we're always evolving. And that's why I'm calling it sourcing and urgings instead of foundation, as you would find in the Celtic cross. The second card up is the pelvic or sacrum, and I'm considering this awakening or arousing. This is where your spiritual awakening is, and growth of all kinds, and also includes your sexual prowess. This can be cosmic life breath. The cosmos has natural laws that live in harmony, but we don't always live in harmony with them. Top left is the solar plexus, or what I consider sensing and feelings. This is where you get those gut feelings about something when they're right or wrong. This is also a universal life force contrary to a cosmic life breath, because this is where conflict and chaos ensues in our life. The center is the heart of the matter or the situation. We're always asking questions. Why did this happen? What's going to happen next? What's going on? I don't understand. You could bounce this heart of the matter off between your unconscious and conscious self and maybe have more understanding what's going on. The card on the bottom right is your throat. And what I'm considering is teachings and communicating. It has to do with what you've learned in your life and how you're accepting society and how you're going into it. Are you living a very conservative, orthodox life, or are you living more of a new wave, do what you want kind of life? Second card up is considered the third eye, and it's seeing and envisioning. It's more of bringing things out of a linear to a three-dimensional perspective. The third eye is our pineal gland in the center of our brain, and it's activated by light, so this can also be considered enlightenment. The card on the top right is the crown, or knowing and understanding. You can have a lot of knowledge, but if you cannot apply it wisely, it's not wisdom. Then I'll be putting a card on the left to represent the past, and a card on the right to represent the future. I'll be taking a look at the card at the bottom of the deck for an overall feeling of the energy of the spread, or perhaps the outcome. I'll be using the Conley Tarot deck for all the main cards. And underneath each card, each main card, is a miniature Rider-Waite for clarification. After that, I'll be pulling a messages from the angels, a Doreen Virtue card. And now, on with the readings. Hi there, Virgo. Welcome to the March 2017 Winds of Jupiter Tarot reading. At the base of your spine, which I call urgings and sourcings, you receive the Emperor. He's the man that runs his empire by rules and regulations through verbal and written words. He's the master of organization, and this is an excellent card for Virgo because you're so detail-oriented. And I'm sure this annoys the people that you live with and around, and even sometimes your co-workers. But you have your life clicking along like a Swiss watch or a well-honed machine, and this is your comfort zone. Let's see what the clarification card is. And you got the Three of Swords. You just checked into Heartbreak Hotel. Love affairs and true love of been very elusive to you. It's just slipped through your fingers. And every emperor needs an empress to support and love them. And I think you've been disappointed in what's happened in your love affairs. And you feel like you need more. Up here in the pelvic or sacrum, and what awakening and arousing. The Four of Pentacles. Your pentacles. It's the element of earth. And here it's in the spiritual category and growth and sexual prowess. And this is more personifying you. And what's happening here is that you're not lacking in charitability. You just are resisting change and hanging on to things that no longer serve you. You're being really reluctant. And there's people in your life that are giving you opposition and envy and jealousy. This is blocking your spiritual growth, your sexual growth, and growth of all kinds. The clarification card is the moon. And now here there's been secrets and deception in the backdrop. You probably realize this is going on, and you don't want to face it. You don't want to resist change. You're still hanging on. The reflective light of the moon can distort things from when you see them during the day. Here in the solar plexus, what I'm consider feeling and sensing, the Page of Pentacles. Again, another Virgo, earth sign. But here the Page of Pentacles is one of my the favorite page that there is, because he's, for as young as he is and as immature as he is, he's Mr. Responsible. He's not the one dancing on the tables in the dorm room. He's the one that's studying at the table in the library. He's making sure he knows where he's going and what he's doing and researching everything to the hilt before he makes decisions. He doesn't allow too much research to get in his way, but he is able to make good decisions. And in your gut feeling, you know you want to make good decisions. Here is the clarification card, is the Four of Cups. You know in your gut that things haven't been working out like you wanted them to, and you're being offered a cup and you're going, no, this isn't a treat anymore. I don't want this anymore. I'm going to pass. Here in the heart of the matter, or the situation, is the Five of Cups. You went from the Four of Cups and proceeded to the Five of Cups. This is about a lot of D words: displacement, devastation, denial. And actually, the best one is disappointment. It's gotten to the point where you're not even optimistic anymore. You're seeing the 3 spilled cups and not the 2 full cups. You're not really sure what to do. Let's see what the clarification card says. Got the 7 of Wands. You've had successes in your life and you're at the top of the hill, but you seem to always have to defend yourself. People are looking up at you because you've been successful. And when they do that, a lot of times they scrutinize you because they want to find something wrong. They want to say, yeah, you did this wrong, and here you have to defend yourself because of that. Because when people look up at you, they also look down at you. Now here in the throat, or what I'm calling communicating and teachings, Virgos are very patient people, and you receive temperance. And this is good that you've been patient, but sometimes you have to waver and make decisions. But let's see what the clarification card is. See what the Nine of Pentacles. Once again, this is a completion card. You're not at endings and beginnings, but you're completing. You're feeling like you're a very replete person, very independent now. And you're comfortable and stable. And that's really apropos for Virgos. So up here in your third eye, in what I'm considering seeing and envisioning. I think in your perspective, you realize that the world now is telling you that you're at the end of a cycle. You've gone through all of the pain, happiness, pain, this, that. And I think it's been more pain. It's been a heavy load for you. And let's see what the clarification card is. The Two of Wands. You're still back spinning your wheels trying to make decisions, even though you're at a new cycle and you should be sowing new seeds and taking this new knowledge that you've learned and changed and earned for. But now you have the world here saying the cycle is over, and he's standing there holding the world, looking at it, wondering what type of decision he could make. You're vacillating. And here up in the crown of knowing and understanding is the King of Swords. He no longer is galloping in front of his knights on some type of battle campaign. He's now in the courtroom and making decisions and hearing people's words and wielding his sword for justice, for right and wrong. And he's a counterpart to the Emperor. The Emperor runs his empire and the king runs his kingdom. And they both run them by laws and rules. But I think in this instance, a lot of people have been breaking the laws and extending themselves past boundaries that isn't their business to extend past. And here the clarification card is once again the Miser card, the Four of Pentacles. Just in case you missed it, you got two Four of Pentacles. So it's telling you here is that, you want to take control, you want to be the king of your kingdom, but you're hanging on to something that no longer serves you anymore. You're reluctant to change as well. Okay, we got the past card. The past card is the Page of Swords. Pages can be immature adults or children. But what's going on here, and I'm sensing that this has been maybe one person, but probably a lot of other people standing behind them, is that there's been a lot of nasty words said, and the sword has been welded to cut and hurt. There's been a lot of tension and conflict and loss and difficulty. Even though the Page of Swords can bring ideas and open up opportunities, he lacks an emotional control. And I think you've seen that in your past with a lot of other people. It might be you. I don't know, but I'm sensing that it's other people around you. Let's see, we've got for the future card. We have the Four of Pentacles. It's probably the most conflicting and depressing card of the Pentacles. It's the Impoverished card. You're missing something. You're lacking something. Something hadn't gone right. Health, wealth, love. I don't know. There's a loneliness side to this too as well. And you can see that, there's a blindfold on this particular picture, and it's saying that you're not looking at the truth. There's been trouble, despair, loss, emotional poverty. Now, that's not a very good card for a future card. So I pulled another card, and you received the Six of Swords. You're realizing that there's been some impoverishment and that you've been hanging on to things with the two Four of Pentacles. And here it's saying that somewhere in the midst of things is that you're going to throw in the towel and start going over the bridge and go away from these troubled waters and find more calmer waters. I was kind of wondering too about the two pages that you received. Normally pages bring messages, and so I pulled a clarification card. I just had the little deck next to me, and you got the Ace of Cups. And it's saying here that, yeah, you're given a second lease on life. of love and emotions. You can regain yourself, but you can't any longer hang on to things that are not serving you anymore, as painful as it may seem. Now, the overall energy of this reading, and as well, it could be the outcome as the Judgment card. Judgment can mean a couple different things. It could be accountability for your actions or the people that surround you and their actions. And then once there is some type of judgment, there can be rebirth and renewal. And I think that's what's going to happen if you can find your way through and figure out what you're hanging on to that is not serving you anymore. Okay, the Doreen Virtue card, the messages from the angels. You receive Maya. Schooling, study, and education help your life's purpose and personal growth. At this time, the angels will guide you and help you with this process. Perhaps you have to continue in your schooling here in what I consider communicating and teachings. You had a lot of good stuff going on. You had temperance and you had the Nine of Pentacles that says you're independent, you're feeling really good about things. And I think maybe if you'd take another look at things, you might make some good decisions because you can't sit on the fence here. You're on a new cycle, and the Two of Wands is saying you're still spinning your wheels. So it's really up to you to make some decisions. Well, have a great March.